What is Easter? You tell me, what does it mean, Easter? And the first one said, yeah, tell us, when you stand up, you tell us what is Easter. I said, yeah, Pastor, I tell you what is Easter. Easter is when Papa goes out into the woods with the gun, and he finds the turkey, and he shoots the turkey, and he bring it to the house, and he chop it, and he put it up, and Mama Vic, you sit down, Sven, sit down. Now, Lena, you stand up, you tell us what is Easter. Yeah, Pastor. Easter is when Papa goes out into the forest with an axe, and he chop down a fir tree, and he bring it into the house, and we make popcorn. You sit down, Lena, sit down. Now, only you stand up, tell us what is Easter. Yeah, Pastor, I tell you what is Easter. Easter is when our Lord Jesus goes up to Jerusalem. Yeah, only you tell us what is Easter. He goes up to Jerusalem, and the scribes and the Pharisees, they did not like him, and they put him in front of Pontius Pilate, and they crucified him and put him in a tomb. Yeah, only you tell us what is Easter. Go on, what happened then? Yeah, and on the third day, he come out of the tomb. Yeah, only yeah, and what happened then? And if he sees his shadow, he has 6 more weeks of adventure. Those kids need a bunch of confirmation courses. Jim Crumley's Hittite jokes, I tell you. We have some musical entertainment this evening, and we actually have 2 groups, and the one will be led and introduced by the Reverend William Milholland. Bill, you and your troubadours, I guess, whatever you call yourselves, will present yourselves before us, and then this will be entertainment.
What we are about to do may not have any resemblance to the third item on the program, which is listed as he introduced us as music. This is Saturday night, we're live. Please you sound like you are. But I am a little surprised. Opie Moretz called me about a month ago, and he said, Pastor, I'd like for you to get the M&Ms together. The M&Ms, Opie? Yes! Milholland's musicians. And so we are here. And she told us we're going to have a big crowd, and you are the star of the show, you and your M&Ms. What I can't understand, Opie, is why does Ernest Meishammer have his picture on the bulletin? She thinks he's cuter than we are. Our M&M. Come ahead, gentlemen. We heard this was to be a very sad occasion, so we are going to be singing as our first number, Bringing in the Sheep.
Happy, but we won't be happy till we make you happy too. Life's really worth living when we are worth giving. Why can't we give some to you? When skies are gray and you say you are blue, I'll say the sun shining through. We won't be happy till we make you happy too.
A new arrangement of Bringing in the Sheep. Now, it is our understanding that our bishop, Ernest Meishammer, is going to be located soon. After today's ballot, he has been evicted. So we're going to sing to him our next number. I think it will be obvious what it is when we get into it.
what stories pastors have. Make my bed of life the light, I'll arrive late tonight. Church house, bye-bye.
We're still live and it's Saturday night. We have some dear affection for you, Ernest, for all of the fine things that you've done through the years. And our next song is certainly dedicated to you to demonstrate our love and affection for you.
You run the Synod just like a pro. Ernest. Conventions when you were on a show. We've got those pastors jumping and preaching like the time is running out. When see just standing there, all his congregations want to shout, hallelujah! We thank the Lord to led us so far. Ernest, your presence must be our lucky star. By the leadership you gave, your special fascination has proved to be inspirational. We think you're just sensational.
Sit down. I'll preach the sermon tomorrow, then I'm not going to get preached because I've got to be here Sunday. You know, the Meisenhammers have 4 sons. And I'd like for those 4 sons, are all 4 of them here tonight? Well, I would like for them to stand. Where are they? All right, Luther. Now, the Meisenhammers did a real good job in raising these boys, but they, in this next song that I want to sing for you, are going to give us all a little bit of advice on how to raise children. And at least 3 of these sons, the ones that turned out to be preachers, were not very obedient to their parents. Let me see.
Dogs got to bark, mules got to bray, soldiers must fight and preachers must pray. Children, I guess, must get their own way the minute that we say no. Why did the kids put jam on the cat, raspberry jam all over the cat? Why should the kids do something like that when all that we said was no? My son was once afraid to preach. The pulpit made him wince until I said he mustn't preach. It's been preaching ever since. It's been preaching ever since. Dogs got to fight, mules got to pray, soldiers must fight and preachers must pray.
no one can hear with beating there is. After a while a reason appears. They did it 'cause we said no. Your son brings a young girl home, says, do you like her, huh? Just tell him she's a fool, and then you've got a daughter-in-law. You've got a daughter-in-law. Sure as the June comes right after May, sure as the night comes right after day, you can be sure the devil's to pay the minute that you say no. Make sure you never say no.
Will you come over here and listen?
All right. I would like to say one thing regarding the bishop-elect. Mike McDaniel, last year, we were having the election for delegates to the LCA convention. And when the final vote came, I beat Mike by one vote. And he really has not been able to forgive me of that. He went to great lengths in order to make himself a delegate to the convention. Mike, I look forward to seeing you in Louisville. Well, I think this last number, we are going to quit. I know you're glad.
Consider yourself retired. Consider yourself one of the pastors. We've taken to you so strong. It's clear we're going to get along. Consider yourself retired. Consider yourself part of the preachers. There isn't a lot to spare. Who cares? Whatever we got to share. It's your chance to be. We should see some harder days, empty pulpit days. Why grouse? Always a chance to lead the clubs to fly into a royal fly. The drinks are on the house. Consider yourself our friend. We don't want to have no fuss. For after some consideration, we can state, consider yourself one.
Now we know at least that not all the religious jokes are in other synods. How this is made up. I fashion am sort of Pastor Mochi here, the chaplain, and that means now and again being one to whom others come for confession. And one of those confessees this week was a gentleman who's sitting to my right, and I'm going to let him give a public confession of his misadventures at the LCW last weekend. Ernest?
You know, bishops oftentimes find themselves in embarrassing situations Sometimes it's of their own making, and other times it's what other people make for them. But last Saturday night we were having a reception here in connection with the LCW convention, and it was going on pretty late, but one of the ladies come to the line and said, we've got some church problems we'd like to talk with you about. Could you meet us down at Eisenhower Hall? That was a women's dormitory for this convention. And we'd like, about 10 of us would like to talk with you about our problems in the church. And I said, well, sure, I'd be glad to do that just as soon as I can get away. I don't know what time it would be. So about 11:15, it was over, and I said, Margaret, I'm going down to Eisenhower Hall for a little while. And she said, well, I think I'll just go down to the room, and I'll see you later. And so I made my way down to Eisenhower, and when I got there, I saw about 50 or 60 women in the lounge. And some of them had on their robes, dressed for bed, ready to retire. They were having their devotions about ready to start. And so, bishops tread where angels fear to trod, so I went in Eisenhower and stood there, and I was looking for the folks who wanted to see me, and I didn't see them anywhere in the room. So I just stood looking around, and everybody was looking at me, wondering why in the world the bishop was. And I knew that I had to say something, and so I really didn't think very carefully what I was saying. I said, I've come to meet somebody here. Well, they made the same response that you did. And so I said, well, it's not what you think. I said, I've come to meet 10 women. And so I realized that I just better hug. So I said, well, everything I say gets worse, so I'm just going to be still. Then I leaned over toward the lady next to me, and I said, I've come to see these people from such and such a church, and I don't see them around here. And she said, well, I'll go see if I can find them. So she went to see if she could find them, and one of the ladies did come up to me and said, I'm Margaret. I think she really was, but not the Margaret I know. And so that seemed like a long time while this lady gone to find the others who I was supposed to meet. And so finally she came back with the one lady, and this lady came up to me and said, I apologize for not being here. I forgot about devotions tonight. Said, just follow me on upstairs. And so the lady and I left the group and went upstairs, and there were 10 ladies in the room that had gathered for our meeting about church matters. But afraid that you might get the wrong slant on this story, I'm glad that Larry's given me the chance to really make this public confession and to let you know the truth of it.
Bless you, my son. 3 Hail Marys and a Pater Noster. I think we have some other singers who are coming down here. I'll give them a chance to come. Are we fairly close convo people? I figured you might make that move a little earlier, but that's fine. Come on down here. We've got some young people who sang a song yesterday during the convention itself, and they wanted to try it again. While they get down here, I understand that this same earlier mentioned bishop from the Midwest told another story about 2 of these same young people when they grew a little older. Sven and Ollie. Ja, one winter they were trying out Ollie's new snowmobile. They were going across the snowfields of Minnesota. And they come to the top of a nice little hill, and down at the bottom of the hill is one of those famous 10,000 lakes, and it's not quite yet frozen over completely. And Ole's going that thing about 40 miles an hour down that hill, you know, and they get to a little snowbank right there at the edge of the pond, and Spin goes that way, and Ole goes into the pond. All the way down to the bottom. And old Spin, he gets up and he brushes himself off, and he looks down in the water here. And he looked down in there and see down at the bottom, and there's a Ole going. And he say, "Shock it, Ole, shock it." Thank you, Jim Chesky and Bob Walker. Are we ready over there, Conrad? Okay, I'll let you introduce it in whatever fashion it gets introduced. I think we've heard this before, but we wanted to do it again because it was of such high quality.
The name of this is Vision, dedicated to Bishop Martin. I guess the second time, we won't do it right.